Hey guys, and welcome to the channel, and more specifically, welcome to the beginning of our Vampire the Masquerade campaign. I'm going to be your storyteller, Chris, and with me are the players, the wonderful Ethan.
I am pretty wonderful.
The mysterious Devin.
Hello.
The always amazing Amanda.
Hi.
And my thunder buddy, Alex. And it's like I said, we're going to be doing a Vampire the Masquerade campaign. More specifically, we're going to be using the editions from 2nd edition. We're going to be using those rules because it's what I've always played in Vampire. It's kind of what I like. You guys will see a few rules variations here and there. A lot in combat. If you've ever played the game before, you kind of know that sometimes you have to make the rules fit to your playstyle and what you like. Our game is going to take place in Tampa. Our scene sets on one specific player, Amanda. Within the early hours of the night, on your way back to your car, you were accosted by two strange, mysterious figures in the night. One was a grizzled man with a beard. He had a dingy white shirt and jeans. The other one was a wild-haired woman with a green tank top and some blue cut-off shorts. They laughed and cackled as they grabbed you and threw you in the back of a white Crown Victoria. There's a very nice trunk space in there, so that there's some space for you to move around in there, but it's hot. You're sweating, and you've been driving for about 30 minutes. You hear muffled conversation coming from the inside of the car, and make a perception roll to see if you can make out exactly what they're saying.
1.
You hear the guy muttering something like, "Oh, I'm so hungry. Can't we just pull over and just do it now? I'm just hungry." You hear the woman gives a response, but you didn't quite get it. The car drives for about another 5 minutes. What are you doing in the car right now?
I probably spent the first portion of it, kicking and screaming and railing against the trunk. By now I'm probably pretty freaking tired. So I'm just kind of seeing if I can screw around with the headlights or the taillights or something.
Okay.
See if I can knock one out.
Are you just trying to knock it out?
Yeah.
Make a strength roll.
1.
1. You give it a nice whack. It doesn't budge very much. Your hand hurts really badly. After hearing that, you actually start feeling like the car going and it starts lurching up like several times after you begin to do that. As you've been hitting for a while, do you continue or not?
After a while, I give up because I'm not going to make any headway this way.
Okay. Alright. Like I said, you drive for about another 5-10 minutes. And then all of a sudden you hear the car stop. And then you feel it stop as well. You hear someone getting out of the car, coming around. You hear it looks like you hear the jingles of keys, like someone's about to open the trunk.
Kind of position myself and try to get ready to just come out swinging.
Okay. You hear a click, and as you see the trunk go open, you see the grizzled man that I described before. You don't see the woman.
That's fine. Gonna just try my best to just pop out and slug him.
Roll dexterity plus brawl.
Three. You
hit him. Roll your strength.
2.
2. Your fist connects right as you come up, right into his face. He reels back. Do you have any empathy at all?
No.
No? Okay. He reels back going, oh, that hurts, grabbing his jaw as he just winces back. And he takes about 4 steps back.
Yeah, I'm pretty dumb. I'm gonna try to hop out and just bolt.
When you get out, you see and just assess your immediate surroundings. It is. It's kind of misty right. It's kind of misty right now.
Mm-hmm.
You appear to be on a road. There's woods to your left. There's woods to your right. A single road going like back the way you came or going forward. You don't see any signage or anything around you. You see a picnic. You do see a picnic table that appears to be off to the side. And you see you do see a sign that says Site 4 next to the picnic table.
Okay. I'm just gonna try to book it into the woods and see if I can lose him.
Book it into the woods. Okay. Roll your strength plus athletics to see how fast because you're probably sprinting.
1.
You are booking it as fast as you can as you go into the woods. As you're trying to run into the woods, you run straight into the woods. Do you have any survival?
No.
Okay. So you're pretty much running straight through brush. Okay, so it's really hard going. You're not going very fast. You hear from behind you, it sounds like the woman says, "Oh, you let her get away!" She goes, "Oh, I like it when they run." As you can hear the sound, it sounds like they're pursuing you.
Great.
Mm-hmm. You're running through the woods. You're taking off. You feel your heart just beating. Make a make a perception roll for me. Nothing. Okay. You feel as though like someone's hand is like reaches up and just grabs you on the shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
I'm gonna try to spin around and punch.
Spin around and punch. Okay. You spin around to punch. I'm gonna say this person doesn't seem this person catches your hand. When you turn around, you see it looks like a woman. She's in her mid-20s. She's wearing a brown kind of like park ranger's hat kind of deal. She's got a brown shirt on. It's got a walkie up here on the left shoulder. Mm-hmm. Green pants. You catch her. She catches your hand as she seems to be stronger than you, and she says, "Whoa! Are you okay?"
Some crazy bastard kidnapped me. Where am I?
Oh, slow down. So it's okay. She tells you that you're in the Lower Hillsborough Wilderness Preserve.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. Hang on. She goes, hold on, hang on. And as she goes down to click on her Vox thing, you just hear pop, 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 pop. As you just see her just kind of go limp over. As you see her fall down. As you see the wild-haired woman standing a few yards back with a handgun. And you just see the lady just go down and just fall forward.
I freeze for a second and then panic and just try to go off into a weird random direction.
Okay. You take off again and you're running further. At this point you go through a clearing and it looks like you're coming up to another road. Mm-hmm. As you come into the road, you see a car coming up. You see a car coming up on the road.
Okay, I get into the road and I'm just like trying to flag it down.
Okay. As you're flagging it down, we turn to our two other players. That would be Mick and Flynn. As you guys are driving up. You see, and go ahead at this point to describe your character, Amanda.
Did they like grab me like right around one of my shows or something?
Yes, they grabbed you probably right as you're coming out from one of your shows.
Okay. So, I'm a woman, early 20s, wearing like a purple PVC catsuit with a PVC corset. It's kind of like a hot pink over that. Teal hair. And I'm probably just like covered in like leaves and twigs and brambles and stuff, and I look scared out of my mind. As you guys are
driving up to this panic-stricken woman, what do you guys do?
Well, first, who's driving?
That's a good question. Which one of you is driving?
Oh, probably me.
Doesn't matter, yeah.
You got to drive?
No.
I do.
I hope you're driving.
I'm driving. I would have probably insisted anyways. Well, I guess it depends on how close to the front of the car she like shows up. Is it close enough that like we would have to like slam on the brakes, or we? Have
she probably ran out. You guys had to slam on your brakes.
Okay. Well, I do. I don't
Okay.
want to just run into this lady for no reason.
Yeah, for all intents and purposes for the scene, you were able to slam on your brakes.
Okay.
A few
The
choice
hell is
words,
this?
some choice words. You know.
As soon as he stops, I'm gonna run around to like the passenger door and try to open it.
Okay.
It's locked.
It's locked. It doesn't open.
When you look at the car, at this point, go ahead and Ethan, describe your character.
Okay. You see me wearing glasses. I'm wearing a black suit with probably a dark blue shirt, tie on, loosely tied. Probably a good looking watch on my wrist. I think the first thing I would want to look around first before I take a look around my surroundings.
Okay. When you look around in the scene, you guys have been driving to the Wilderness Preserve. This was where the gathering of the Sabbat was going to be tonight. You guys are, you know that you're supposed to drive up the road, and then there's going to be a turn off to the left that leads you up to the clearing that they've set up shop at. When you look to your right, there's just woods. When you look up to your left, you can see what looks to be like a bunch of brush that looked like it was pushed out of the way from the direction that she came. Roll a perception. Roll perception.
Just perception?
Roll your wits plus perception.
Fail me now. Yeah, failed me pretty good. -1.
-1.
I do have acute senses, if that
You
matters.
do have acute senses. I think that lowers your difficulty to 5, I believe.
Oh.
If I'm correct. For the purpose of this roll, that's what we're going to say.
Well, then I probably would have had either 0 or 1.
0 or 1. There's not much to. You think that you hear the sound of something moving out in the brush, but you can't. But it's faint and far off. Could be animals. Could be just kind of the natural sounds of the woods.
Yeah. I think one of the cats got loose.
What is someone like that doing out here?
I start banging on the window. Let me in, please!
I hit the thing to roll the window down.
Then what? Give it a description of your character.
So, I'm probably not exactly what you're looking for after running into what you just ran into, but
Yeah.
I'm missing my left arm. I'm missing my left eye. I have a large 3 scars across my face where the eye is missing. Chewing on a toothpick. Black trench coat, white t-shirt, rugged looking jeans. He also, it's hard to tell exactly how big he is because he's sitting down in a car, but he looks big, really big. The one remaining eye is blue, and he has short blonde hair.
Okay.
So, window rolls down. What is going on?
Okay, some people kidnapped me. They shot somebody. I need to get out of here, please.
I don't have time for this.
Please,
Is
just let me
there-
in. Take me wherever. I don't care.
Is there anywhere, like, between where we're at right now and where we're going, is there anywhere? Like, to
No,
stop?
it's only supposed to be about another 1.5 to 2 miles further up into the preserve before you guys get there. At this point, Amanda, make a perception to see if you notice something off about one of your potential rescuers.
2.
2, you catch a glimpse in the rearview mirror that Ethan's character is not casting a reflection.
What the hell?
She also might notice something about me if she's paying particular attention since I'm talking right now.
Did you just look hideous as all sin?
Well, no, I have permanent fangs.
Oh yeah, I did forget about that. Yeah. And then you just see just giant protruding, like, incisors coming from Devin's character as well.
What is... I run.
And you see her turn to run, and as she runs, all of a sudden you guys just see coming down just from the jumping from the trees, from the treetops. You see just a woman, and looks about in her 20s, in a blue tank top, tan pants, blood spattered all over her clothes, just land right on the top of Amanda's character, and immediately just begins feeding. You just see Kazurk! As you go out cold in the ecstasy of the kiss.
Awesome.
I'm pretty sure we'll blow our cover if we interrupt that. I'm just here acting as your bodyguard, so I guess it's up to you what you want to do.
I get out of the car. What's going on? What is the meaning of this?
The woman who's feeding on her doesn't seem to be responding to you. Coming out from the woods, you see, getting a better look at him, you see a grizzled man. He looks like he's in his 40s. He's got a dingy, like I said, white shirt on. He's got dingy pants. He looks kind of like just a real rough kind of guy. Walking out from the woods, followed by the wild-haired woman. She's got a green tank top, like I said before. Coming out, they're just both laughing. Said, "Oh yeah, we had to pick up our little catch of the day before we got up there."
Do you always play with your food that way?
Yeah. Yeah. It's more fun that way.
Aren't we supposed to be somewhere right now?
Well, yeah, we're supposed to be there, but we had to pick one up because somebody wanted to play a little cat and mouse.
And
She doesn't seem to respond to his insult at her.
I'm still just waiting in the car right now.
Just a heads up. There is like a 90% chance that I was on coke.
Okay.
Let's see.
See the woman, she goes, yeah. She goes, we were told that we had to pick up some random person, but again, Glory over there just wanted to pick up a specific girl that she'd been watching for a while.
You mean this girl is for the right?
She goes, I assume so. Although again, I don't get involved in Glory's business.
And you're feeding on her now?
Again, I'm not. She is.
What would the bishop think?
Again, I don't know because I'm not from this city. And frankly, if the bishop's not here, he can go suck a lemon.
I don't think it'll be lemons he's going to be sucking. Or, I don't think you're going to be... He's going to be the one who's going to be sucking anything. It'll be you. If he finds out that you used his food for your own personal pleasure.
You see the man goes, well, it's not his food. But trust me, he's going to have plenty of food probably when we get up there.
Can I use intimidation?
Yes.
What do you roll with that?
You can roll charisma.
Oh, hell.
I like the YouTube censoring there.
You can go suck a lemon.
What's the difficulty?
6.
Okay, 1.
1. He's going to attempt to intimidate back. Okay. You see his eyes kind of go yellow a little bit. They kind of glow a little yellow. He seems to be doing a lot more of a better job at intimidating than you are. He just kind of like puts his shoulders back, being like, look, man, this is not a fight you're going to win. So you and your ugly to sin friend in the car might as well just go about your business out the road. Because from where I'm counting, there's 3 of us and 2 of you.
Wait, there's 3?
Yeah, there's him, the woman, and then there's the woman feeding.
Oh, there's the woman feeding. Okay, I thought they were both the same. All right. So intimidation didn't work. What about a little bit of manipulation?
I open the door and I stand up. Nearly 7 feet tall.
Yeah, just go.
About 300 pounds.
You see a woman go, dang.
I don't think we have time for this.
You're right. We don't have time for this. We have to be at the right and meet the bishops. Now look. She is supposed to be there. And obviously, you can't perform your job, so we're going to have to do it for you. Give her to us, and we will take her to the right.
About this time, you see the woman's done feeding on Amanda's character. She stands up. She's like, wow. Oh, man, I knew that was the reason why I liked her. Wow. Okay. Oh. She's like, she goes, all right. Look. This one is mine. You 2 can get in your car and go up there. If you'd like, I can put her in your trunk and drive the car myself.
You're not driving my car.
She's
And I'm gonna roll intimidate.
okay.
I feel like this might be more successful.
I use strength plus intimidation. I'm not a big charisma plus
Yeah, you
intimidation.
should do
I'm more of a.
early.
I'm big and I have lots of muscles. I have the bruiser merit, which gives me a -1 difficulty on intimidation rolls against people who haven't demonstrated their physical superiority over me. Six.
6. Okay. You see her kind of like back up a little bit. You see her go over to Amanda. You see her like almost kind of like a predatory animal. She takes her teeth and just sinks it into Amanda's neck and just kind of like lifts her like straight up, and then just takes off with her in the woods.
Whatever.
After she takes off, you see the other 2 just turn around. They just take off behind her, but they don't see any move as quickly as her.
Okay. Alright, back in the car.
Problem solved. Alright, back in the car.
All right, which one of you is driving?
Me.
All right. Are you driving straight there? Are you gonna make any detours?
Just straight there.
All right. You drive up there. The one thing that you've probably been noticed as you've been driving up here is you don't see any like park service anywhere up there. There was nobody at the gate when you guys got up there. There's just nobody that seems to be hindering your progress. You don't see any other cars you don't see any other cars that seem to be coming back from the other way. You don't see any signs of any other campers that are up here in the preserve or anything. When you get up to the turn, you get up to a turn that says Site 2. That was supposed to be the turn off where you guys are supposed to make. You see there seems to be a row of cars parked in a parking lot. You probably count about 10. Then you see that there's a path that seems to for a trail that just seems to lead up to the campsite.
It's like the place.
Alright. Now we can get on with this.
So, you lead the way. I'll follow.
Alright, well, Park, get out. Is there a gathering or?
You see, you were told to take the trail up to the campsite. They told you that there was going to be the information that you guys got was that you guys were going to be going up the trail up to the campsite, and that supposedly that's where the gathering was supposed to be.
Okay. I mean, I'm not supposed to like check in or.
They didn't give you any information on how to.
You're not supposed to sign the guest book on the way in.
From some of your past dealings, you know that it varies from city to city exactly how some people do the right. You do think that it's probably rather odd that there's not more security here.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll go up and walk up the trail.
Okay. As you guys are walking up the trail, you see two men coming up to you guys. They look like just regular street thugs, wearing jeans and just graphic tees coming up to you guys. Make you tower over both of these two dudes. You, Flynn, you look like you could crush these two with your wallet easily. They do not look intimidating to you guys as they're walking up to you. They're like, the one on the left just walks up to you and goes, "Hey!" She goes, "You guys supposed to be here?"
I just kind of like bare my fangs a little bit and say, "What do you think?"
You go, "Dude, you are ugly as sin."
I grab him, toss him into his friend.
You literally throw the two of them. You throw the two of them just to the side and just literally they don't look like they want to get up. They look like they're just laying on the ground. Ian, do you have politics?
No, I don't.
You don't? Probably from your past dealings, and probably, honest, you find this rather odd. This does not look right. That it was more difficult for the two of you guys to be coming out here.
Something's off about this.
Why?
And this is not how normal things like this are set up. Should be more security.
Maybe they just don't have the guys to spare
right
right now.
around.
I mean, as far as I can tell, their forces are a lot weaker right now.
You might be right. Just be on alert.
Usually am.
Is there a way up the trails? Or
Yeah, when you guys keep going up, it doesn't take you very much longer until you guys make it up to the campsite. When you guys look over at the campsite, you see a fairly modest gathering of people around. It's an open clearing surrounded by large brush. You see a few kind of broken down buildings. It's kind of, you've seen them before. You probably haven't, Flynn, but Mick, if you guys have ever been camping before, sometimes they'll have like old broken down buildings or whatever. Sometimes in some of these preserves, old houses or whatever. You see about two of those kind of broken down buildings that are out there. You see a large fire off to the side where you see a couple people gathered around that. The fire is about as large as all of you guys, as you guys. You see people of note. There's a lot and things of note. There look to be 5 graves dug in the middle of this site, with some tombstones that seem to be at the head of them. You see a large, about waist size stone altar that seems to be placed there with 2 candles, like, I don't know if they're candelabras or candlesticks that appear to be made of some sort of gold plate next to them. Other things of note that you probably see, you see a few people mulling around. A person that seems to be getting a wide berth. You see a man. He looks to be about as tall as Devin's character, as tall as Mick. He is very pale. He has gray hair. He looks like he's in his mid-40s, which is pretty kind of old for a vampire. He's wearing a nice black suit with his hair is white. It's kind of ashy. It's kind of a white, kind of salt and pepper kind of color. He seems to be talking to a African American guy who has some dreads. His chest is straight open. You see that this man has beads, necklaces, with some. It's hard to see from the distance where you guys are at, but some sort of symbols around his neck. It's hard to tell. He's holding a staff next to him. The two of them seem to be talking, kind of standing off by themselves. You see a person who, even from this distance to the two of you guys, is very off-putting. Like, this person just gives you the chills. It doesn't even have, and this person, like, is just standing off to the side. They look like they have a black cloak over themselves, and everybody is avoiding this person. You see a few people milling around some picnic tables that are over there as well. And generally, that's the scene you appear to be walking into.
Okay, I guess we'll kind of. I guess we'll kind of stand back a little bit and observe what's going on. Maybe not out of place, but try to get close enough to where we're
just in the mix.
In the mix, but not right in the center of attention.
Okay. Nick, what are you doing? Are you doing the same?
Just following him.
Just following him. Okay.
Looking like a bodyguard.
Yeah. As you sit back and just sort of mill the situation, eventually you see the character, the woman that I described before, that seems to have cat in her mouth, seems to just be coming out from the woods. You see her walk up to one of the graves and just toss her in there. You see the man and the wild-haired woman just walking up. They just seem to be just taking dirt, and they just seem to be just shoveling dirt on the top of her. This seems to be the last grave that just doesn't seem to be filled in.
So the rest of them already seem to be full.
Yes, there's four other graves that seems to have dirt piled up over it.
I know.
Yeah, you've seen this. You've seen this before. You typically know that what they're doing is they're burying them, and supposedly if they're strong enough, whenever they turn, they'll be able to claw their way out.
Right.
This looks fairly typical as far as creation rites go. At this point, if you've been just sitting and watching around, you see a woman. She's in a black suit. She has some streak of purple in her black hair. She's very pale. She's got a wine glass that seems to be filled with blood. She seems to just be standing. She seems to just be holding it. As you're watching the scene, a lot of other people just either appear to just be feeding on random hapless people that seem to just be drug out from the woods that they just seem to be feeding on, or you just see other people drinking other weird other things from containers or things like that. You do not see this woman sip from her wine glass at all. She just stands there with it. She seems to kind of mull over, and she seems to talk to a few people. She seems to talk to the woman that seems to have jumped on Cat. She talks to a few other people too. She walks over and she talks to a man that you see. He's very, very, very dark complected. Like, he is even darker than the man with the staff that I described earlier. He's in a straight black trench coat that's buttoned up. There's a black visor that comes up to about over his nose. They seem to be having just having a conversation. As you guys have been standing back, you see the man that I described with a kind of salt and pepper hair. He seems to take notice that you guys have arrived finally, and he seems to walk up to the two of you. He walks up and says, "Good evening."
Well,
if you say so.
It is a good evening.
Well, it is a good evening. My name is Gregory Thane. I am the archbishop here of Tampa. I don't believe that I have met either of you two before.
So we probably shouldn't use our real name, should we?
Are you saying that to him?
No. No, I'm not saying that to him. Yes, my name is Professor Flynn.
Ah, Professor Flynn. Very nice to meet you.
It's an honor to meet you. Did they say he was Archbishop?
Yeah, he introduced himself as Archbishop.
It's an honor to meet you, Archbishop. I want to make sure I'm showing lots of graciousness.
I appreciate that. That has been something that I find lacking amongst. He looks like he's trying to size you up. individuals of your youth. And I don't want to be rude to your friend.
Mick.
Very nice to meet you, Mick. Are either of you hungry or thirsty?
We ate on the way here.
Oh, how rude of you.
But we will.
You didn't think that I'd provide you with some sort of refreshment when you were here or something here, if I gather.
Forgive me, Archbishop. You are absolutely correct.
I'll forgive you this one time. But remember, it is very, very rude to arrive to a party not prepared to eat. As you say that, he seems to look over at the woman who was holding her glass and doesn't appear to be drinking.
We will make sure to have some refreshments.
That would be very wise of you.
Yes.
I have not seen you in my city before. Are you new?
I'm not from the city. We came to enjoy the rite this time.
Oh, where are you from?
Well, originally I'm from Atlanta.
Oh, Atlanta. Oh, very, very nice city. Archbishop, I believe his name was Kragan? The name slips me. I'm sorry. I don't venture very far outside of my domain very often. The politics of that region still elude me, sadly.
I'm not sure what it was, but I don't think it was that.
I'm sorry?
So I'm not sure what it was, but I don't think it was that. I don't keep up with politics.
Oh. How unfortunate for you. You look like you are suited to other tasks. Though you look very suited to do those tasks. Don't get me wrong. You look very physically capable. I could use a man like you in my city.
Well, I'm here as long as he is.
Well, that's good. What brings you to the city?
Well, professionally, I have interest in seeing the Museum of Natural History.
Oh yes. The museum. These museums here are quaint. I would say for what mortals would call museums. There are a few exceptions to some of the finer things in the city.
Oh, you are correct. There's a few items of Greek and Roman history I'd like to see with my own eyes.
Maybe I can help accommodate that. I do know some people within the museum that might be able to assist you with some of your studies.
Oh well, I would take that as a great with a great thank you.
Oh, the word is honor you were looking for.
Honor, yes.
There you go. Never forget whose city you are in. Thank you.
Absolutely, I will
Okay.
not.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Now, if you excuse me, I have other people that I must attend. But if you need anything, please speak to any one of my bishops. And he points to a few people around. He does not point to the actual person that brought Kat in.
Okay.
He points to a woman. She looks very androgynous. She seems to be one of the people standing over by the fire. Her head's shaven. She's not wearing any shirt at all. She seems to be speaking to another man, and he motions to the same man too. And this man that he's pointing to is completely scarred all over his body, and he is wearing no clothes at all. They just seem to be just having a conversation next to the large fire. If you need anything, please speak to one of the two of them. There are other bishops in here, but I can't peg them out within the crowd. But if you need anything, speak to them over there.
Okay. Thank you.
The rite will begin shortly, so make sure you conclude. You want to make sure that you're paying attention. This will be a testament to my power here.
We are going to be watching real closely. It is our honor.
Your reverence has improved over the conversation. Good. As he seems to walk over. At this point, he seems to walk over to the woman with the wine glass, and they seem to be having a conversation. Although the two of them do not appear to look like they are enjoying the conversation that they're having. They seem to have a very disdained look on their faces.
Okay.
So we're gonna go talk to the naked people.
Yeah, I guess let's go talk to them.
All right, lead the way, fearless leader.
All right. Go. Stroll in a roundabout way over to.
Okay. You just walk up to as you seem to be approaching them. You see the woman that brought a cat to the island too. She seems to be going over the well too, but she actually doesn't seem to be eyeing the two people you're walking up to. She seems to be eyeing the fire.
Crazy.
Yeah.
For sure.
As you walk over, she just literally just walks up to the fire and just seems to just be staring at it. As you approach the two, when you approach the two people, the man seems to not acknowledge your presence. The woman just seems to turn to you. As you turn to her, you see that her eyes are just slitted like this. She has very, very thin fingers. She just seems to just move them very awkwardly. When she opens her mouth, you can see that her teeth have all been replaced with shark teeth.
All right.
Wonder what she could be.
Yeah. Who knows? A shark person.
Toreador.
You just hear it just say, "Welcome."
I hear today is supposed to be a special rite.
She says, "Oh yes, yes." She says, "This rite will be the beginning of a new generation of childer within the city." She says, "Yes." She says, "Gregory has brought a new person to do the rites." But she seems to just kind of fearfully look at the person that was in the cloak that literally just standing awkwardly by themselves, just staring off into the woods.
That
Has not moved the entire time you guys have been there.
that's the person you're talking about.
No, that's the person that has failed him
Oh.
several times. Yes. She motions. She points. She kind of like motions her hand towards the African guy with the staff. She says, "Yes, I think his name is Samuel. He's not from the city. He came in to assist with the rite."
I've never seen someone special brought in to assist with a rite.
But unfortunately, things have gone very, very wrong. As she looks she looks over at a man. He's that seems to just be milling off in the. He seems to be standing in the woods. He just seems to just be standing back, just kind of like timidly watching the scene. You see his face. His face kind of his eyes look smaller than what they should be. He's got long black hair that comes down back down, halfway down his back. He's wearing a giant black trench coat. He's got boots. On. It's hard to tell what kind of shirt he's wearing because the trench coat's closed. His hand. He just seems to just be kind of like meekly looking around. He goes, "There have been many failures. And unfortunately, Gregory cannot tolerate any more failures in the city."
Yes.
What kind of failures?
He says many of the neonates in the last rites, it was disastrous. You see the naked man that was scarred next to her. She goes, "Yeah, there was one time when the neonates exploded in flames. It was glorious."
Exploded in flames?
It lit up the tower. It lit up almost the entire night sky. How bright it was.
How does that even happen?
I don't know. Magic fair was some sort of a magic rite. I don't know. But he also just seems to just be fearfully looking at the one with the black cloak that's pulled up. She goes, he goes, and then he looks over at the man just timidly just standing out in the woods. He goes, that's the only survivor of any of the rites, the previous rites. Such a dismal failure.
What's wrong with him?
He has no courage. He's just too timid. He's weak. He's deformed. And you see the woman with the shark teeth speaking up. She goes, not even any. My art can't even fix him. He just reverts back to his hideous nature.
Huh. Pointing at the guy in the black cloak. So who's that?
Neither one of them say anything. They just look at each other and they just choose on. It's best not to say.
Okay then. Bad luck or something?
It's not a person that we want to be involved in their dealings if we can avoid it, if we can help it.
Gotcha.
So what is he gonna do special with the right?
You see the man speak up. He goes, I don't know. This is new. I've never seen. Usually we just have a giant hole just leave in the ground. We'll put more down. There's less now than there was before, which it just doesn't seem practical just to have this few.
Yeah, I agree. This is not like any creation rite I've seen.
No. You see the woman just says, I'm very, very upset. None of the Nosferatu have shown up.
None at all?
She goes, no. She goes, some people think that they fled. I think they're cowards that just hide in their sewers and I think they have abandoned Gregory, but they'll pay for what they've done.
They're disgusting creatures anyway.
Very. Like him, they can't. My art they just revert back to their hideous forms.
Yes, they are. Those are hideous forms to look at. So they're gone from the city, you think?
No, they're not gone from the city. I think they've retreated down into the sewers.
Hiding.
Usually if the Nas are hiding, there's a reason though.
The man smiles. He says, yes, there's most likely a reason.
Trying to think of other things to ask.
So when's this thing supposed to start?
Fairly soon. It shouldn't be much longer. The moon is almost in the right position. He seems to just be like looking at random things in there that just don't seem to be there.
Is there any prominent buildings around? Like,
there's two. When you look up to the
the old ones that they're being used.
No, they don't look like even full buildings. They're more like there's like a wall. There's a rock wall like for this that was on the side of a house.
Okay.
And a few dilapidated stones and there's some stones that have fallen next to that. There's one. There's some sitting on that. There's a few more just standing a little bit in the woods, kind of by where the man with the coat was describing. That I described as standing. And then there's another one. And then there's another one off to the right.
But not like there's not people going in and out of them. Like
No. It's not really like one you can go into. Like it's just like there's like one standing wall. I'm part of it, and there's like another little bit of a raised wall, but there's not like an actual building.
So aside from the Nas, are we missing anybody else?
She says, yes, the guest of honor.
Who's that?
As you guys are saying that, you see these two hideous, large flesh, just amalgams of just flesh. Their arms are like this big around. Just giant bellies, just only like a couple teeth in their mouth. They seem to be just lifting this crate. They seem to be coming out the path that you guys came up from. They seem to be just holding this this crate, this giant crate next to it. They seem to be walking up the path as they set it. They seem to be setting it next to the altar.
human size.
Yeah, you could definitely fit a person easily in there.
stupid watch.
Those two guys seem to stand next to it.
Is that the guest?
She says, you see the woman says, most likely. She says, each one of these rites always has a guest.
What do you think the special guest is tonight?
Oh, it's always a Camarilla elder. It's always one that we've captured. Even the only successful thing from these rites is to watch one of them slowly bleed to death.
Some entertainment. Where is he from today?
She says, I don't know. It wasn't my turn to get this one. You seem to be asking a whole lot of questions about this, right?
Well, like I said, it's different from the ones I've seen. I'm used to bigger.
When you say bigger, she seems to just kind of like squint her eyes at you. She seems to take offense to that. She seems to grab you by the shoulder and by the collar of your shirt. She lifts you straight off the ground.
When she goes to grab him, I try to grab her arm also.
Okay.
Well, not with that one.
All right. Yeah, you grab her arm because he doesn't respond at all to this. He just goes back to. He just seems to be off in his own world.
But basically, I try to stop her from lifting him off the ground.
Okay. Are you just trying to pull the hand back down? Or
Yeah.
All right. Roll your strength.
Yeah, stop taking off these.
This is boding well.
With potence 5.
5. You're bringing it down slowly. But it seems like she's got a pretty good hard grip on him. As you're bringing a hand down, you see the man in the brown coat move with the kind of like sunken in face and the real small eyes. He seems to move with incredible speed over, and he grabs her arm too and like helps lower the two of you together easily. Just drop her hand, and then he just turns to her and just you see him like just protrude his fangs, and he just growls, and you get the thought in your mind to hit her.
I get the thought in my mind to
Yeah,
hit her.
all of a sudden you start getting this impression. What's your willpower?
7.
7. You get this real strong urge to just backhand her.
Well, I guess I will then.
All right.
I kind of want to anyway.
Roll your dexterity plus your brawl.
All right. Well, doesn't look like it's going to be very successful. Whoa, 1, 2,
Try that 10.
2.
Or 2. You still make a connect with her, and you see him backhand her too, as she goes flying into the woods.
Mm.
And then you see him just turn like with like a vicious animal predator stare, just glare straight at the guy, and then he just goes, and the guy just sort of the scarred guy just kind of like backs up.
Thanks.
He goes back to kind of like his meek state, like, oh, you're welcome. You're very welcome.
Name's Nick.
Simon.
Professor Flynn. So, that was quite impressive.
I did what I can. I was just trying to help.
Well, I do appreciate that. What do you think about tonight, Simon?
Oh, I think that it'll work. I think it'll finally work, and there won't be any more mistakes like me.
Mistakes? Well, you seem to function well enough right now.
I only do. He sort of like looks and just realizes what he did. I'm not very. I don't know what just to do a lot of times. I'm not very good at these meetings.
Impulsive. That's the word you're looking for.
Okay, impulsive. The others don't get in my way, or else I'll hit them.
I can see that. And I will try to stay out of your way.
Okay, I'll help you like your strong friend because you look weak. That's not good here.
Yeah, you don't want to be weak.
You will get hurt.
But not with you around, right, Simon?
I will do my best, but your friend looks much better than you at defending himself.
That's why he's here.
Maybe if I'm helping too, then he won't get hurt having to protect you because you're so weak.
I like you, Simon. You seem like a good guy.
You're the only one here that does.
Well,
But I really hope that this right works. There are monsters in this world. They're out there. We have to find them. There are that's what they told me. There are monsters. Are there monsters?
there's always been monsters.
Sure you, Simon.
No, not like these monsters. Real monsters.
Like what?
He just seems to just get something into his head. He just seems to be totally awestruck, like thinking about it. He seems overwhelmed.
Simon, tell me.
He goes, no, it's too scary to think about. We have to stop them.
Yes.
We have to stop them. That's our mission. That's our quest.
You're right. There are monsters. We do have to stop them. Maybe you and I were meant to meet here tonight. Because I want to stop monsters too.
No, we met because you're weak and I can't protect you.
That's why I'm going to need your protection.
Oh, but you... Oh, okay. As you guys kind of putter down your conversation, at this point you see there we go with the staff. He seems to be having a conversation with the archbishop. It seems to get testy between the two of them for a little bit as they seem to be arguing about something. But finally, you see the archbishop relents to something, and he seems to just go into the crowd. And you see the man, the African American man, walk up to the table. He seems to take out from his coat. He seems to take out that he has stashed in a bag. Around the side. He takes out a book and he seems to set it down. He seems to open it and flip through a couple pages. He seems to be looking at some things. You see him reach into his bag and he takes out what looks to be like a dagger. From your guys' perspective, the metal is very, very bright and it looks to be very, very new. Does not look used at all. The handle looks to be made of. It looks porous, like maybe it could be bone. And it seems to have some sort of like black metal wire wrapped around it. That seems to have hints of red. At the very end of it, you see something that looks like an eye that seems to just be moving around looking at various people in the crowd.
Like on the pommel?
Oh yeah, on the pommel. It just seems to just be moving. It seems to be moving independently, like just looking around. Then he just as he takes it out, and he just sets it on the table. At this point, everybody just kind of seems to be gathering up. From previous rites that you've been to, that any real rite that has an archbishop at, he presides over it, and he is currently not doing that. You see the man. He begins to he looks over the crowd. At this point, you guys start hearing drums. As the drums begin to beat, you can't see where they're coming from. as you're groggily coming to, Kat, to the horror of the situation that you're about to find yourself into, you begin to be slowly woken up by the sounds of these drums. Dawson, from your hiding spot, you now finally begin to start hearing the drums as it sounds like something is now finally beginning to happen as you've been patiently waiting. You guys see, and you can hear this from what's going on as you start stirring up. You guys start waking up. You start waking up to hearing this. You guys see the Romangans in a very deep voice with a very thick French accent. He goes, "Welcome, welcome, brothers and sisters, to this. Tonight we finally, after so many failures," and he looks directly at the woman that now, from your guys' perspective, is now staring at him, is now moved with the black cloak up, has a gold mask on. Looks directly at this person and says, "Failures that we have seen in these nights, and I apologize to the horrible leadership." As he looks right at Gregor, as he looks pissed. You see the woman that who is still not drank from the cup, just kind of like nods when he says that. But tonight, no more. From tonight, we finally will birth a new generation of vampires to help in our struggle. We'll throw off the tyrannical stranglehold that Camarilla has on the city, on the world, and fight the real monsters that bring the fear to our hearts. As you see this, as he continues talking, you see the two giant flesh guys, like they seem to take off the lid of the crate, and they seem to lift out. They lift out a woman. She has black hair. It's pulled back in a ponytail. She looks like she's got a black she's got a black coat on with a white shirt and black pants, a nice kind of like dress boots kind of going on. Does look anything at all. She looks terrified of the situation right now. She's got like just solid black eyes. She looks horrified by the scene that she's looking at. She says, "With a sa," and as the drum beat just starts getting louder and louder, as the guy just starts echoing out, and he goes, as he just lifts the dagger, and he goes, tonight, by the virtue of our blood, we will finally be free." As he just seems to he takes the dagger and he cuts his hand, and but as he cuts, you don't see any actual. It doesn't look like it actually cuts his hand at all. It looks like it just goes straight through his hand, and it looks like it absorbs this eerie blue light that comes off of it that seems to absorb into it. He gets a little paler, and his eyes roll in the back of his head, and he starts to chant incredibly loudly.
Can I use a cult to know what's
Yes, because he begins chanting, and then he begins chanting in French. You can't really tell that it's what he's exactly saying, because none of you guys speak French, that as far as I'm aware, that you guys can hear. But anybody who has the cult can make an occult roll as he drops a word. You also, if you have the skill religion, that'll work too. It'd be a cult plus intelligence.
Cult plus intelligence.
To recognize a word that he says. Six. He says the word Akulu, which you immediately recognize as a voodoo, some people would call a god, a very, very dark entity within that particular religion.
Okay.
You know that general practitioners of it say, "Claim you do not call upon this person. This is a person to fear." And he seems to be repeating that word frequently as he continues to chant. The two of you that are in the ground, Cat and Dawson, begin to feel the ground turn ice cold. As this now has probably fully woken the two of you up from the current state that you guys are in.
And
You now find yourself to be covered in dirt.
I panic.
Both the two of you. As you struggle.
that's probably about what I'm doing. Just like try to see if I can move at all.
Okay, go ahead, roll your strengths to see if you guys can try to move the dirt around you.
1.
No.
2.
2. You begin getting, Dawson, you begin to start moving the dirt a little bit, just getting some wiggle room a little bit. You're not moving the dirt at all. Okay. Right now, it's starting to dawn you realize that your heart is beating incredibly hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like it is getting faster and faster, almost like it's about to burst out of your chest. Thus, you feel like something is deeply wrong with just like it's almost as like it's like if you've ever been in a family gathering and everybody is mad at each other. Like you just feel the tension, this tension that just seems to be just in the air.
I just keep going.
Trying to dig as you're trying to dig your way out. You seem to just be moving the dirt slowly as you're almost getting yourself up. You're still stuck. You're like trying to move the dirt. At this point, you see him. He looks. He sort of like looks over and he motions for the two giant flesh guys to bring over the woman. They pick her up and they bring her over. Do the two of you have either of the two of you have politics?
No.
You have no idea who this person is. Yeah. Okay. She seems to be looking frantic, but they're holding her strong. At this point, you see them put her right over the altar, and they just seem to be holding. One seems to be holding her arms, the other seems to be holding her legs. Dawson and Cat roll their strengths again.
Come on, another good roll. That was a 2-on-2 last time.
2.
Oh, no reroll, right?
No reroll on strengths.
1.
Okay, 1. You're pushing yourself up. You're coming through.
Yeah.
2. At this time, you're able to get yourself up, and you're slowly trying to claw your way through. At this point, you actually feel as though your hands are getting incredibly hot. Like at this point, you feel like a cornered animal. Like just something like you just need to lash out. You feel it just all of a sudden your ice cold just turns immediately hot as you feel your hands start breaking. As your bones start just twisting and gnarling, as you just feel them getting longer, as you feel like the earth now is moving out of your way a lot easier now, and you can't see what's going on. But your hands just hurt so badly as they just seem to be becoming deformed, but you can't tell how. As you're making your way to the surface,
I don't care if it's breaking my hands. It's working.
You guys start seeing the dirt start moving on a lot of the graves. The chantings, the drum beats are getting louder. You see the man speaking the French accent just seems to just be raising the dagger up now as he's just talking about how he goes, "In our crusade against the monsters of the night," he goes, "these will be the hounds that will bring us to their door." As he's looking wide-eyed now, like his eyes are wide, but his eyes are still rolled in the back of his head as he just raises just the dagger just straight up. At this point, you see a hand shoot straight up from the middle. As Dawson, your hand gets up, you seem to be like at this point, you now finally see the moonlight peering over
You start pulling myself
Yeah.
out.
As you guys start seeing him,
Oh,
as you guys see
what
this
the
one,
heck's going on?
you see the top half of you. Describe the top half, kind of about what your character looks
Okay.
like.
Just the top half of your character.
Is my hat still on?
Your hat is probably down somewhere where you left it.
Dirty shoulder length, slightly curled hair, some sort of scarf wrapped around, but it looks like it's like you can't even tell the color because it's covered in dirt. A trench coat on, open, a button-up shirt underneath, the sleeves entirely rolled up, very pale, just looking very confused and kind of upset. What the heck's going on here?
The scene that you're looking at too is you see all of the people that I've described before, all seem to be staring at you. You now look over and you are now seeing what appears to be this woman on this slab with dark hair. Do you have any politics?
No.
No, so you have no idea who this person is. Either this person does not look familiar to you, with this black man with this giant dagger with this independent eye that now just seems to be staring straight at you.
Oh, I'm trying to unbury myself and get out of here.
Yeah,
I don't know what's happening here, but I don't like it.
You're still trying to get out to the middle part. Yeah. He looks like he's about to drive this dagger straight down into this person on the stone tablet.
What's the archbishop doing?
He looks like his hands are doing like this. He looks like he is hyper focused on what this guy is about to do.
Do I know exactly what? I guess I wasn't given any guidance.
Roll occult plus intelligence on the current ritual. Is again, it looks, you have no idea where these drum beats are coming from. Like, it just seems to be in the air.
Was I given any guidance before on how to do my task?
They wanted you in some way to try to disrupt what was going on. They wanted you, if you can. A lot of it was reporting back what they wanted you to do. Or sorry, they were asking you to report back and telling them what you saw, and if you can disrupt it.
Okay, I got a 2.
2. You know that sacrifice is very common in voodoo rituals, and a lot more of their, especially in a lot more of their more potent rituals, they expect some sort of a sacrifice to whoever they're doing something to. Usually, you know that the sacrifice is the culmination. Usually, you're either in the middle, you're either literally the apex of this, or you are now the final part. There could be more, there might not be.
Might be able to disrupt.
But you don't recognize
the
it.
process.
But you probably have never heard of any particular ritual doing this, because again, this is very out. You've never seen this particular ritual before.
Am I anywhere close to the archbishop?
You guys told me you guys were in the back.
Yeah, we're in the back. And is he up front or?
He's in the middle.
He's in the middle.
No, he's up front. No, he's in the front of the crowd.
I wonder if we can manipulate the archbishop into doing something.
Probably not.
Well, then I don't see any other way of disrupting it without.
It has a secondary objective, anyways. I don't see how we could disrupt it without
Dying.
everyone here trying to kill us immediately.
That's true.
Because it now looks like it's about it's either make it or break it time for it. It looks like it's about to drive the dagger down.
Have I unburied myself yet?
You are halfway up. You're literally seeing this too. So you can choose to react to what's going on with this scene if you want to. Like, you can do it from where you're at.
Oh, I'm just trying to get out enough to go run screaming.
Yeah. But it's kind of like it's decision time for what's going to happen proceeding forward.
Do I think even if I like
Do you think it would
somehow disrupt? I mean, somehow
it would take you probably 2 turns to two like physical turns to make it up there. So you're probably not going to physically kind of unless you throw something at it, I guess.
Right. But with my occult, would that ruin the whole thing, or would it have to start over?
Oh no, you figure probably any sort of ritual. Any sort of ritual, you're probably gonna have to start over. But if it's probably magic.
Right.
So it looks like they're about to decide for you. As it plunges straight down into the... As it looks like... He plunges down straight into the heart of the woman. You see, literally, she explodes. And blood goes everywhere over the graves. Like, oh yeah, it covers you, Dawson. It gets in your mouth. It's terrible tasting.
It's in your ears.
Yeah. As they're done, you feel the scene seems to settle after the blood gets everywhere. Immediately, everything in the woods goes silent, and all of a sudden, you just see the guy's hand just starts. He looks like his right arm is violently shaking as he drops it. As it looks like the metal that's wrapped around it has gone almost white hot. It leaves like a brand, like a scar in his hand as he just drops it in pain. He looks confused as to what's going on as it just drops, as the dagger just starts violently shaking all over the stone tablet, as all of a sudden there is a massive force of energy that just rips through the whole scene. Everybody blacks out. Everybody roll your willpower, except for the two people that were in the ground. As you guys are not, you're not out, but you guys have been awake for what's going on. Neither two of you guys were not out. You guys are actually awake to see everything that happened. It looks like there was a force of energy that erupted through the dagger, through the crowd, and the one thing when you guys catch the woman that I described in the black cloak, you see the force of energy rip through her, and it looks like it cuts straight through this person's neck as this person just as she starts to stumble. But also, you catch this because Cat, you're still buried. But as this person just looks like they're just wincing in pain, almost screaming, but screaming in a whisper. Like they can't throw it out.
But this isn't the person who's performing. This is the lady.
Oh, that dude was knocked back too.
Is this the one who had the gold mask?
Yes, the gold
mask.
mask.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But it looks like they stumble, and that person, who you can tell has a feminine feature, falls straight on one of the graves. The grave next to you, Dawson. As the mask falls off, you see this person has like a withered skeletal face. Like some sort of ancient, this person should have just, if they aged naturally, they're probably 2000. This withered face just fell straight on this as the blood just begins oozing out of their neck into the dirt.
Am I good to react to the scene?
Yeah. Just one other thing adding on to it. You see a few people just literally erupt into flames.
Oh, yeah, that's important.
Yeah. They just erupt into flames. A few people scattered throughout the crowd.
You might notice
but
that.
everybody else is knocked out. You were not knocked out.
So I just unburied myself from a grave, confused. Someone exploded onto me.
Yes.
This weird corpse laid next to me, and now people in the audience are bursting into flames.
Yes.
I lunge as far as I can, trying to grab the body, and I'm trying to use the weight from it to help leverage pulling me out.
Roll your strength, and you can add 1.
Strength plus 1. Come on, good. 1.
1. You're pulling yourself out, and you've pulled yourself out of the dirt.
Come on. Did you do that collapse forward thing?
Yeah.
I started basically looking around for an out. Is it just bedlam all around me?
Yeah. At this point, it seems like some people are trying to stagger to their. It looks like a few more of the woman with the cup that was in her hand that I described before. You see her. She's standing, trying to stand her, get to her feet. You see the archbishop that I described. He seems to be standing, getting to his feet finally. They're the first two that seem to be getting to their feet. Everybody else is like,
I go to run. They go. Run back to the hole and try to grab my hat.
Mm.
Throw it back on.
At this
now I'm
point-
looking for my out.
Yeah, this as you look to your right, you see the trail that I showed that they came up with. To your left, you just see more woods out. It doesn't look like there's an actual trail that leads anywhere from there. But the river that was next to you, you see a hand come straight up, just erupting from the dirt.
Grab.
Okay.
I'm
As
gonna start pulling.
you pull them up.
I'm gonna try it.
Roll your strength.
Oh, my mighty 2. Oh well, a success.
Okay. As a success, you start pulling this person. It looks to be a man. He's bald. His eyes are wide, and his eyes are yellow. He's got fangs protruding. He is screaming, flailing at this point. He looks like
Bad
he's
idea.
trying-
Bad idea.
It's like a dog just snapping. It looks like he is trying to bite you.
Get back from him.
Yeah. As you back up at this point, you trip over the body of the one with the golden mask that fell off. At this point, you probably see a hand coming. You see a hand burst up out, but the hand looks like the fingertips look like sharp as they come up, and as you're coming up, Kat, you get like a good glob of blood in your mouth, and it is off-putting at first, and then is almost like drinking like liquid fire
In a good way?
in a good way.
Okay.
Like, it feels like that good bird. Like it's like drinking good whiskey.
Like a really good
drug
whiskey.
you've ever had.
Yeah. As it's just pouring in your mouth as it's coming up, you feel it's almost like you can feel your whole veins pulsating, just as it's pumping through you as it's coming up. As you're finally getting your face out, as you're seeing Kat's face coming out of the ground too now. However, she doesn't appear to be biting at anybody.
Okay, what sort of expression am I seeing on your face?
Fear, confusion, a little bit of relief. As I start, like, clawing my way out, and then see my hands.
Yeah, you see your hands. They look. You have fully popped claws. Your nail polish is gone.
What's going on?
They're slightly hairy.
I just try to focus and try to pull myself the rest of the way out.
You kind of scratch your face a little bit superficially
Yeah.
as you were kind of like doing this, trying to get the dust off your head.
Yeah.
You're not used to it. You just
But
see
that.
you see the guy behind, like I said.
Kind of try to climb the other way from where that's happening.
There's too much chaos around. I don't know what direction to run yet. I'm currently just kind of panicked. Just what?
You finally see the archbishop get to his feet. You see the woman get to her feet too. She seems to just be staring coldly at him. She says, "Gregory, you have failed for the last time." She goes, "No more will we tolerate your failure." You just seem to say, "No, this is not my fault." She goes, "I will not be replaced in this city." And she says, "I don't think you have a choice anymore." He goes, "My forces are all throughout the woods." She goes, "I don't hear them. Do you?" As he just kind of like stops and just coldly. He goes, the earth beneath me is my ally." And she goes, "It seems like it's turned on you." And she just sort of like looks at the two of you standing over there. "These abominations don't appear to be yours." As you start seeing people get to their, you guys are slowly starting to stir at this point. You guys can see the two figures just standing there. People are now standing to their feet.
I got a 6 on the roll. How are you?
Okay, what'd you get?
3 or 4, I think.
3 or 4. You're gonna start the scene. You're waking up on the ground. But you're able to get to you're still stirring, but you're able to get to your feet.
I take off towards that path.
Okay.
Whatever's going on here, it's not for me. I'm taking off. I'm out of here.
Okay.
My scene.
You're taking off, Kat, as you're taking off too, you see because you're still up there, you see the man that was shoved in the brown coat, the sunken face, smaller eyes, long black hair. He seems to run up and he seems to grab the book that the African American guy had that he was performing off of, and he grabs it, and he seems to take off into the woods.
Okay.
But he seems to take off in the woods, but just behind that way.
Okay.
You're just taking off down towards the road.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm heading that way.
Okay. And people are starting to get to their feet. I think we need to go to the set a scene for this. We'll be right back. Hey guys, I want to take a few moments to give a few thank yous and shout outs. None of these are endorsed, these are just people who have really helped inspire our passion for role playing. First, I want to give a big shout out to our local gaming store, The Gaming Guild. They're a great place to get almost anything you need for your gaming passions. Dice, games, minis, they have it all. Thank you guys so much. And second, to Utility Muffin Labs, who provide some of the most interesting podcasts out there, including my favorite, 25 Years of Vampire the Masquerade. Nate and Bob, you guys are just the gold standard when it comes to World of Darkness knowledge. Thank you guys so much. Now let's get back to the story. And alright, here we go. We have set the scene. As you guys can see, there are many NPCs that are appearing incapacitated. So what I'm going to have you guys do is place you guys, I'm going to have you guys place where you are on the map before we roll initiatives. Kat, I do believe you are right next to that body over the grave.
Yep. Ah.
Okay, where's my piece?
I don't know. What do you do with it?
Did you lose your piece already?
I sure did. Oh, here he is. Found him.
Yay, everybody found a piece. Alright, Dawson, I believe you got a little ways away from your grave.
Let's see, towards what?
Probably towards the woman that's standing up.
So about here?
Yeah, you probably got about there. You can see the glass has been knocked out of her hand from the force of the blast. Mick, I do believe you and Flynn were somewhere near the back, and I believe eyeballing the archbishop.
Which guy's the archbishop?
That's the guy with the kind of the reddish cloak. It's the man
okay.
standing up, squaring off with the woman. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was thinking we were probably somewhere over here.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think you still have to get up, right?
Man, you still gotta get up. You are prone,
right.
Flynn.
That's
yes. All right. So we're gonna roll initiatives. Go ahead.
What are we rolling for initiative?
You are gonna roll dexterity plus wits. That's how I like to do initiative, to see how fast you can move and how fast your mind can move. So I always like to do kind of quick you're reacting to the situation.
And you embark on this?
Oh yeah. But you can roll 10s too.
I got a 4.
I got 3.
Okay.
You got a 2.
I got a 1.
Oh my goodness. Did we win? 4, 3, 2,
It's
1?
actually pretty convenient.
That is very convenient
It's
for
4,
the
3,
for the
2.
purpose of this.
That makes it easy.
Okay. Was it 4, 3, 2, and 1?
Yep.
All right. Who got the 4?
Hello.
All right. We got Flynn. Who got the 3?
Yep.
All right. You got the 2.
Right here.
Okay, Dawson. And Cat bringing up the rear with 1. All right.
I need to say I'm just still traumatized.
Yeah. We're gonna purpose of speed. We're gonna see where everybody. Oh, single dice for all the. All right, people to see where they end up on the list. All right. All right. The first person on the initiative is going to be the archbishop. He seems to be staring at the woman, saying, "You can't do this. You can't replace me in my own city." And he goes, "I will not tolerate anyone coming in to try to usurp me." And he literally just begins to groan. His whole body just turns almost bone white as he grows into this huge amalgam of horror of just bones. His legs he gets up almost about 8 feet tall. You see bones jetting out the back of his head. His hands become giant bone claws. As let's go ahead and replace that. Yep. As he is transformed into that monster
Oh, good. Good.
for his action. Mm-hmm. You see the woman does not seem phased at all by him transforming this monster. She just calmly just sits there. Just stares at him and just says, "We're not going to tolerate your failures anymore." And she seems to wait for his move first and holds her action. We are going to go to now. Go ahead and Flynn, stand up the guy that appears to be the two people that appear to be knocked over closest to you. Nope.
Closest
No,
to you? Oh.
closest to you, like physically.
Oh, these here.
There you go. Mm-hmm. Those two people seem to get to their feet. And they seem to just be eyeballing these two very intense people staring each other down. Now, the two more people are going to wake up. Dawson, next to the two people that appear to be on the ground. Do you want to stand them up?
These guys?
Yep. No, not that one. No. Closer to me.
Oh, these two?
Yep.
Not that one.
Oh, no,
No,
that's
not that
you.
one. Yep, these two. They seem to be getting to their feet too. They also seem to be eyeballing the situation. And now we're gonna get to Mick. As these two very intense looking people look like they are about to throw down.
Well, I'm gonna stick my hand in my pocket and get on my spiked knuckles and I guess just wait to see what happens for the moment.
Okay. I'm gonna go to Flynn. It's your turn. You can you can stand up if you want.
All
Attempt
right,
to stand
I
up.
will stand up.
Make a stand-up roll.
Did my character happen to catch the person who grabbed the book and took off?
You do not. You didn't see him take off running. You did see Mick. You did because you were awake. So you did see him do that. You were able to remain conscious. However, you do see the dagger that was used in the ritual that appears to be laying on the stone tablet.
Okay.
However, you use your movement action to stand up.
All right. I tell Mick, let's avoid this. Let's work our way around. I want to see that altar.
Alright, that's in our fight anyways.
And Dawson, is your turn. Everybody in the scene, as you're running, everybody in the scene seem to be staring intently at each other as they're not sure what's going to happen in the next round.
I'm going to turn back and look at the horrible bone monster. Kind of put my hands up like that, and just kind of instinctively, my fingers begin to stretch, and dark fur starts flowing over my hands as my claws elongate. And I'm going to pop claws. It activates barely.
Okay. Cat. You
There's
look
no-
down. Yeah, you look down. Yeah. You're just.
There's
you
no good way to run.
Yeah, you look down. You look like you're gonna have. If you ran straight towards the trail, it looks like you're gonna have to like run through Dawson's character and past these two very scary-looking individuals staring each other down. You're also gonna have to run. You're also gonna have to run past this twisted, mummified body laying on the ground.
I'm less concerned about that.
You got a crazed person behind you.
Oh yeah, you have the person that's like halfway out. They're just trying to. They look like he's trying to bite at you and trying to grab at you.
I'm just gonna jump over the body and kind of try to take a nice berth around everything.
Okay. What's your dexterity?
4.
4. You can get to about the table in your within an action. By going straight around it.
Here?
Yep.
You see the bone twisted abomination say, "Don't let her get away!"
What? No.
And everybody else that is out is still unconscious. All right. Top of the round, you see the bone monster. Donster, can you push it towards the woman? He just charges straight at her. His bone claws are attacking and slashes straight at her. She just seems to just be gracefully dodging. He actually then finally lands a blow straight across your face, and it just sounds like going straight through. Like it sounds like dragging a sword across steel, and you just right across her face. She doesn't look scarred at all. As she finally takes her action, you just see almost a sword just that you guys didn't even notice that was there. It now has appeared next to her. Right, she just draws it quickly and just slashes him straight across the chest as he kind of like reels back as again. But it just sounds like it's like that metal against metal screech as it just glides straight across. But it actually appears to injure him as it goes straight across his chest. As they now look just very engrossed in combat. After your guys' side, but physical side, Flynn and Mick, you see the woman that actually had a bit Cat on the neck. That she seems to be over there. She literally just goes over and just pops claws and takes her hands almost just quickly and instinctively just grow to these massive claws, and she just slices a giant hole straight through the chest next to that guy. He seems completely off guard by this, was not prepared for this, and remove that person from remove that medic from the field.
Which one?
The woman with the blue tank top, the person next to that, the guy with the hat. Closest to you.
This one here?
Yes. Yes. It is now Mick's turn.
Well, guess I'm gonna start heading around, just kind of around this way over toward here.
Okay.
So, about how far can I get?
What's your dexterity?
3.
3. You're gonna go around. You can get about 2, 3 inches.
So something like here.
Yeah. You see the person that's lying on the ground. It's a man in a brown duster. He's got his hands. He just seems just like he's coming to you. Like he looks up surprised at you, but he seems to be knocked prone.
Don't recognize this guy from before.
He was at the party, but you don't. This person was the person that just stood out to you.
Okay. So I'm just gonna kind of ignore him.
Okay. Flynn, you are now standing.
I'm going to follow behind as we try to work our way
Around.
Does it look like anyone's paying attention to us?
No, everybody that's standing on the ground looks like they're finally coming to. Looks confused. But you don't have empathy, right?
No.
No. From your perspective, it doesn't look like anybody's paying any attention to you.
How far can like a shadow tendril reach?
When you place it, you can place it either within line of sight.
So theoretically, I can maybe have a shadow tendril grab at the dagger, maybe bring it towards me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I wonder if we're too far away to do that, or we should get closer. Now, all right, we're going to try to bring a shadow tendril, small and thin, and try to sneak it, kind of snake it across the grass, I guess, and up the altar to grab at the knife.
Okay.
And attempt to drag it along the grass towards us.
Okay. Are you trying to do this stealthily, like, or are you just doing it overtly? Stealth is going to make it move more slowly.
Yeah, a little stealthily.
Alright, roll stealth plus dexterity.
To do the shadow?
Well, no, to move. Oh, have you spent what you need to do to be able to make it?
Let's see, I'm not even sure what it is.
To the book.
To the book.
Let's see if I can find it faster on my phone.
To the internet.
I'm going to turn the book on my phone.
No, I think it's manipulation and occult.
this book is terrible.
What it is. I don't know what the.
Where's the...
Probably a book.
Roll your manipulation in your occult, difficulty 7.
Oh, 7 you said?
Mm-hmm.
Reroll?
No. No, don't reroll.
Okay, well 4 then.
4. You can create 4 tentacles.
I can create 4 tentacles?
Yes. And they have to be from some sort of shadow. So right now you can create them probably anywhere in the scene.
Okay. I guess I'll create it from nearest the altar.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to, like I said, I want to drag it. Basically drag it from, if I can use one tentacle and drag it all the way, or if I need to pass it along.
It can't move.
Oh, the tentacle.
Yeah, remember, yeah, it can't move. It has to emanate from the source, but you could have it throw it.
Oh, I see.
So you could have it throw it towards you.
Or you could have like a bucket brigade line of tentacles.
That's true. You could.
Right.
Yeah, you could.
Well,
You
Well,
could.
then let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
All right. All right. Yeah, you spend your blood point. This takes a blood point. You spend your blood point. You make the 4. They appear sort of in succession all the way up to it. As far as action wise, you're able to get the tentacles to pick one up and just essentially move just hand them to each other. You don't have enough actions to be able to get it to you, but it is in the one that is next to you.
Okay.
So right now, currently, it's standing in front of you. But it is
In the air, or is it only like
it's
gliding across the glass?
It's holding the tentacle itself is actually holding
Okay.
the dagger.
Okay.
So and now it is Dustin's turn.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Right next to these.
Yeah, you're
Two
really
people
next to
fighting.
these 2 behemoths of people that appear to be fighting each other.
and you look like you're getting out of here, right? I'm gonna follow suit.
You might need to dispatch that
Let's
guy
see.
to the ground.
Can you make it up to her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cat, you now appear to have somebody chasing you.
It's very strange looking
You guys
man
just
with
moving and
large
maybe like-
claw hands.
Let's get out of here. This situation is terrifying.
No, he's just screaming at this
Yeah.
point.
What are these people doing? Okay. Cat, it is your turn.
Okay. So
The weirdest man you've seen yet. He just walked right next to you.
I think the horrible bone monster is probably the weirdest man I've seen yet.
He's not
So
wearing a scarf in Florida.
the chick over there, kind of in the ruin area, that's the one who.
Made you, yes. That is the
Wait,
one.
I don't know that.
You don't know that she bitch,
Yeah.
right? You don't know that she made you. You do, yeah.
So I've never seen her before.
No.
Okay.
No, actually, no. You recognize her as the patrol person, the park ranger that was shot. It's even more unsettling now as you look toward as you now look at this person. This is the person that tried to rescue you, that now appears to just have these same similar claws that you do.
It was all a ruse.
I do not have the time to even think about this. So I'm gonna kind of try to roll over the table so I don't have to get closer to her.
Okay. There's an athletics plus dexterity roll. Four. You make it over the table.
I guess.
You almost parkour like get over the table.
Hand knocked
Yeah,
over the bench.
you knock that over with your hand. Yeah. You knock it over with you knock it over with your claw. You scratch at it. You leave scratches at it as you're getting over the table.
I'm sure that helps my state of mind right now.
Oh yeah, you move with this almost bizarre, more grace than you did before. As you do that, you see him. You see the man that's laying on the table. It looks like he looks over at you, and he seems to be trying to grab you.
No.
Roll your dexterity plus your dodge, as he seems to look like he's reaching out to try to get a hold of you.
Well, that's good, 2.
2. I need to roll. Let's see what happens. Yeah, he gets a hold of you. Roll your strength.
1.
He's trying to do this one-handed. As he has got your leg and he is holding you.
Okay, cool.
Okay. And he has stopped your forward progress. Now stand everybody up. This is the end round as everybody's now coming to their senses. Does anybody actually have empathy? None of y'all took this as a skill.
Apparently not.
Alright, player
Wow, we
fail.
are an
Okay.
unempathetic.
Yeah, you guys
group.
have a very hard time being able to gauge how these people are
I
responding.
feel like
The one
that
on
has
the
been apparent through my
Table,
roleplay.
does he get up too?
No, he doesn't get up because he's holding you. Sorry, he's not going to get up because he's holding you.
I don't think I've demonstrated any empathetic
No.
traits
No,
yet.
but that's just a mistake on my side. I just straight up forgot to buy it.
Okay.
I probably should have had some.
It is now top of the round. You see the guy with the bones. He grabs the woman and he's lifting her up, and he looks like he's going in for a bite. He looks like he bites and he's having a heart, and he's biting onto her shoulder. And you see some blood trickling down her shoulder. She seems to be wincing. She, in turn, you see her fangs drop down, and her fangs are bigger than all of y'all's. And it makes this horrific, like her jaw comes down too, like almost dislocates. Her eyes go pitch black as she like snarls at him as he drops her and kind of steps back staggered, as somehow she was able to, like, she somehow became more terrifying than this guy did to you guys, just with that facial feature, as he sort of like stumbles back. The guy with the shotgun and the guy with the hat to the bottom right corner of the screen, by the table to you guys, the players. You guys see the guy with the hat looks like he's totally confused about what's going on in the situation, what to do. The guy with the shotgun immediately turns to the guy with the hat and just shoots him. And that guy ashes. Yep.
So he shoots him in the head.
Yep. You guys see the you guys see the let's look at this a little bit. Okay. You guys see the 3 individuals standing in front of the pillar. The one to the far right, the guy with the, I think it's a blue hat, is what he has on with the 2 pistols. Mm-hmm. He turns to the person in the middle and shoots a couple times to the guy with the person with the gray base. They stumble a little bit, but it doesn't look like they were able to do enough to actually harm this person.
The one with the gray base is...
Oh, never mind. He's trying to shoot you.
Oh, he's trying to shoot.
Yes.
All right, well.
Yeah, he looks like he is turning. Yeah, he is turning. Yeah, that's right. That was.
All right, well, I'm trying to dodge then.
Yeah.
Yes. Two.
2. One of the bullets hits you in the chest. Roll your stamina.
Plus 42.
Plus fortitude.
3.
3. You end up taking 1 bashing as one of the bullets just hits you in the shoulder.
Is that after halved?
Yeah, that was that. Yeah.
I just kind of growl at him.
The person behind Flynn is going to move up to Flynn. Yep. Yeah, okay. And that person is just going to... And that person's going to... That I believe... You recognize that as the very androgynous one with the shark teeth. She's not attacking you. She seems to be moving up to you almost in kind of a defensive position. The guy, the zombie-ish person is the person that was like hacking his finally clawed their way out and has moved up to the body on the ground and is literally drinking from that mummified corpse now. It is now Mick's turn.
Well, I'm not really pleased with this person here. I'm gonna activate celerity.
Okay.
And going for my first action for the turn and punch this guy with my spiked knuckles.
Okay.
At least that's the goal.
Okay.
Three to hit.
3 to hit. You hit. That'll be strength +1.
4 including codes.
Okay. You deal him a nasty punch straight to the chest. He rolls back. Wincing looks like you knocked whatever air that may have been trapped in his lungs just straight out. Got all that ancient air. It smells bad. Blinn.
Is the person coming up behind me? Is that the?
That was the woman that was with the shark fangs. That had the shark teeth.
Right. Was that the bishop I was talking to?
Yeah, that was one of the bishops.
Okay. That's what I thought.
The one that grabbed your arm.
When I grabbed
Yeah,
my
she
arm.
grabbed your arm.
And she's
She got thrown.
She doesn't seem to be moving hostile towards you. It actually looks like she appears to be eyeballing the person that shot Mick's character. Mick.
Also, your tentacle is kind of like.
Yeah, you see
Pulling
the
a dagger
tentacle with
for
the
you.
dagger dangling. There.
Yeah. I guess she sees that.
She doesn't appear to be watching that. Her focus is the one person that shot Mick.
Mick's trying to take care of that right now. Don't worry.
Okay.
Ah, no, never mind. Yeah, and then now she seems to now be turning her attention to the dude with the shotgun.
Oh, that dude. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good. Then I'll. Can I move the dagger towards me now, or do I?
Yeah, you can grab it now. Mm-hmm.
Would that cost a movement?
No, that'll cost your action, but not your movement.
Okay. Well, I will definitely grab the dagger,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm going to try to step back a little bit.
Okay.
So she's not.
No,
she's
she
not
doesn't.
behind
She
me.
doesn't. She doesn't appear to be eyeballing you.
Okay.
She does appear to be able to have empathy and is reading the situation.
When I grabbed the dagger, I kind of wanted to. Can I use the tentacle to just put it in my?
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
fire
Actually,
or
yeah.
in
You
my
can actually.
belt?
The tentacle itself has its own action, so yeah, you can actually.
Okay.
It
so I
doesn't take any
don't- so I don't
concentration to do that. So yeah, you
I'm
can't.
Not, like,
you can
grabbing
still.
it with my hand.
Yeah, you
Okay.
can still have your action. Yeah, you can have it slip it right into your pocket.
Okay, yeah, that's what I want to do. Slip it right in my.
And you probably have two of them that were probably in range of the guy that shot that because they were in a trail. You probably have at least two of them that were because they're about 6 feet long, so there are two of them close to the guy that shot Mac.
All right, well, I think one of them will wrap around each wrist.
Okay. Roll your dexterity. Roll dexterity.
Just dexterity.
Yeah.
Reroll.
Yes.
0.
Okay. It goes to try to get him, and it unless he botches, he does not. He seems to get out of the way of it.
Both of them.
Oh, you want to roll? Yeah, roll with the other one.
1.
This time you got no successes. It wraps around him.
All right.
Roll your. Yeah, it can wrap. It grabs him and wraps around him. Roll your obtenebration. one. Oh, roll another one. I'm sorry. Roll one more dice.
Oh, roll one more die. 2.
2. No successes. All right. It seems to constrict around him, and it just seems to be just crushing him slowly. But it seems like as it's crushing him, it's almost like it turned the tentacle itself like just turned sharp, almost like wrapping itself in paper and just literally just cutting him just across his chest. Yeah, as he just seems to just be wincing his pain, and now he's held. And now I believe it is Dustin's turn.
Okay, so the guy on the table has a hold of her leg.
Yes.
I'm going to turn towards him.
Okay.
He's about to have a bad day.
Yeah.
Speed up with a natural speed and just start. Let her go!
Screaming wildly.
Just screaming and slashing.
Okay.
Like a little girl.
And I'm going to
Screaming
spin
and
a blood
slapping him
point
with
and
your
speed
hands.
up as well.
Okay.
Let's see. Dexterity plus brawl. And 2.
2. Yeah. He's on the table, so it's harder for him to move. So you literally just you clip him pretty easily. You can roll your strength.
Strength plus 1.
Strength plus 1.
For Noag.
Okay.
I'm getting with the palms.
You give him a nice good
You're
whack,
not
though.
used to it.
No.
You're more used to slap fighting.
What, dude?
Okay.
You strike me as somebody who's used to slap fighting.
Okay. Cat.
I'm.
This person's still got a hold of your leg. You can roll strength to try to break, or you can try to hit him.
I'm going to.
Slap at him.
Yeah,
Okay.
because that seems like the natural.
He's
pain
got a hold of you,
reaction.
so he's choosing not to let go. And you can roll go straight to strength. Plus 1.
I don't know, it didn't seem very
One.
effective when he did it.
1. Although it's 1, you literally rake your hand across his arm and you scrape, like, it looks like nasty and gnarled as your claws go straight into his arm. He winces in pain as he's got a hold of you. He looks like he's shaking. He hasn't moved the grip because it was still just 1, but he's holding on for dear life as he's looking at the two of you both going at him now. You see the little fat flesh guy. He seems like he is making his way. Move him up to the tombstones. He is going to lift one of the tombstones up, and he is going to hurt. Oh wow! He is going to hurl it at. He's going to hurl it at the guy with the shotgun. So let's see what. Let me do a roll here to see what happens. As you put the tombstone behind, like right next to the guy, as it looks like he was able to dodge out of the way. Yep.
Right up, landed.
Yeah, I was like, say he's not that cool. As it looks like he just kind of sidestepped out of the way. Okay. And top of the round.
Bonus action.
Bonus action. I did. I forgot Dawson's bonus action. Okay.
Actually, he's got.
Oh,
he's
and
got
yours.
his initiative's
Yeah, and your initiative's higher.
So, probably should have already been over here to begin with. But anyway.
You're gonna mess the guy up.
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm gonna punch him. Is he having a more difficult time dodging?
Oh yeah, he doesn't seem to be able to dodge. You can go straight to strength. Plus 1.
Sounds good to me. 4 with the potence.
Fourth one. You punch him and he literally just goes limp.
Let's see. Since I haven't used any movement, can it be like crawling up on the table like
Yeah, you can go
that
on
on
the
him? Ooh, that's about as far as I can reach. Boop. And let's try this again. 4, 5, 6. 6 to hit.
6 to hit. You successfully hit.
Okay, come
not gonna be able to
on.
dodge that.
Some damage. 2.
2.
2 ag.
You rake across him and he lets go. And he just kind of goes over limp. And you can remove him from the board.
He has had enough of
Yeah. You remove the. Go ahead and remove that mini from the board.
Yeah,
As
you
he-
got to get. I
yeah.
can't reach it.
As he goes limp. Any other actions that need to be done? Okay. Top of the round, the archbishop. He grabs the woman and literally throws her, and he throws her right through the table. He through the table.
What part of the table?
Oh, not that part of the table.
Oh goodness.
Not that part of the table. Yeah, turn it on its side, like straight facing. Yep. Yeah. Up like that, and just move her back a little bit.
Should I put her down?
Let's see if she can stick the landing. She sticks the landing. As it looks like she's got, like, just protruding pieces of wood stuck on her back. She takes her, she kind of, like, clinches like this, and you see some of the wood just splits out of her, and just shoots out of her, just on the ground. She takes her sword, literally just raises it above her head, and throws it straight back at the archbishop, and it lands right in his chest up, and he's just kind of like standing there as it just goes straight into him, as he's just kind of like taken aback by the sword going straight through him, like embedded straight in him. He's not down, but he seems to just be wincing. At this turn, you see the woman with the shark teeth. She runs up to the guy with a shotgun. She raises her hands up and literally just puts her hands on his face, and you just hear muffled screams as she literally just takes his head straight off and then just sets it on the ground.
I hope she does it daintily.
As the body just slumps over, moving, the head is still making sounds like it's alive. No, you can leave the body, but it's just like you can't move. It's just like the eyes are like
he's not
wide,
getting up from this.
and he's just not moving. But she just seems to just be smiling intently.
Gonna save that for later.
Let's see who we got still on the board. We got the person that has the woman with the two guns standing next to Dawson down there is going to turn towards the one with the blue top that brought Kat into the scene. She's going to turn her and just like unload her guns straight into her. The bullets just seem to hit her, and they just seem, a few of them just fall, like a few of them embed into her, but a lot of them just fall like just straight off. As you see her just run up and turn with her claws, just go straight through the woman. Move the woman with the, move her up to her, and then just remove the piece. Yep. The one that's got you, or the other person slumped over. And I believe that is everybody. Oh, the zombie just seems to continue to feed. I believe that is everybody. That is moved. Okay. It is Mick's turn.
Well, this guy's not down yet, right? Or is he?
No, he slumped over there. Yeah, you
Okay.
can move that piece.
Okay. Then... Well, we should probably get out of here.
Let's get the hell out of here. Let's get the heck out of here.
Alright, start moving this way, I guess.
Oh, before we remove that piece, can the tentacle toss the body? Or is it...
Yeah, you can throw it. Yeah. Yeah, he just throws the body.
Throws the body over towards the shoveling behemoth there.
Yeah, you can throw it at it. It throws it straight at it.
Maybe just to give him something to do.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Okay.
I'm gonna start heading. Well,
Maybe
I don't really want to go
through the
direct
building.
line. But, well, we gotta go this way if we're getting back to the path.
We can go around the woods, maybe.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go straight. I'm not that patient.
Okay.
You can choose your own path if you want.
It is Flint's turn.
All right. I'm gonna stick near my bodyguard.
Generally a smart plan.
I do seem to have somewhat abandoned that pretense at the moment.
Exactly the trait you want in a bodyguard. To abandon his mission.
It's not my mission.
After we get out of here.
My mission is to appear to be his bodyguard.
Oh.
Are the tentacles still active?
Yes. One of them is within range. You could probably hit the flesh monster if you chose to do so.
Is he really doing anything with his body?
No, he seems like he's intently looking at the giant bone monster, the archbishop. He seems to just be eyeing just him.
Okay. Yeah, I want to have two of the tentacles grapple the flesh monster.
One of them is close enough.
Oh, one of them's close enough.
Yeah. I'm gonna save the time. It lets it grab him, but he just literally it can't hold him.
It can't hold him.
Yeah. It gets around him, like he doesn't even try to dodge or get out of the way of it, but he appears just through potence to be stronger enough to move it.
Okay. Well then,
Yeah.
forget it. Does it cost anything to keep him going?
Nope.
Okay. Well then,
Just can't move.
They can just hang out,
we'll just hang out.
flap around.
Okay. It is Dustin's turn.
I'm going to hop down off the other side of the table. Then you go, hey, you, do you have a car?
No,
Where the heck are we?
some friggin' state park, but there's a road.
Okay, let's go. And I start to head off towards the whatever direction she's looking when she said there's a road.
Okay.
So, just move me on the other side of the table.
Chad, you doing the same?
Yep.
Okay. You guys move too? Yeah. Bottom of the round? Okay. Top of the round. The archbishop charges straight towards the woman. As he tries to just one last ditch effort, he tries to just claw straight at her. She ducks out of the way. She grabs the sword straight out of his chest and literally just comes back around behind him and cuts his head straight off. As his head just rolls to the side, yeah, you can move it. As his body just stays there for a moment and then just slowly just turns to ash. And at this point, you see you see the woman with the shark teeth. She appears to be running straight at the woman. She appears to be trying to be rushed towards the woman who's that took out the archbishop. As you see the one that brought Kat to the scene, they intermeet. They both look like they just raise up their hands to hit each other, and it looks like Kat's sire literally just takes her claws and lands first, and literally just takes her hand straight through the face of the woman with the shark teeth. Yeah. They land towards each other. She goes through her face, and you just see the woman with the shark teeth just ash.
I don't think we're going in a good direction.
We're doing fine. Ish.
Yeah. It is now Mick's turn.
Right, well. I keep trying to head this way, but I'm trying to go around this guy. So
Yeah, he
right
seems.
between.
Yeah, the zombie just seems to be just intently.
Yeah, there we go. Just move that grade a little bit.
And it is now Flint's turn.
Alright, follow. Keeping a wide berth around both
Okay.
those guys.
That guy doesn't. The giant flesh thing doesn't seem to know. They seem just like terrified now that the guy's gone. He last turn yet. Dawson and Cass seem to have taken off down the road. The monster turns around and runs into the woods. The giant flesh guy, and you can move him off the map too. He takes off. He can't see. He doesn't know what to do in the situation. He flees.
Does he just Zoidberg out?
No, he seems to lumber into the woods, trying to get away from what's going on since the archbishop was killed. And at this moment, you see the woman in the dress just seems to look at the two of you and say, "Are you going somewhere?"
Seemed like a good time to make our way out. But with all the chaos here.
Do me a favor. Go get those two that got away.
No.
Alright, let's go.
As you see the woman in the blue tank top, the one that seems to be Cat's sire, seems to be turning around to go with you.
Alright, so her and us are supposed to be going after them now?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
So actually, I take that back. She says, "No, I know where she's at. Let them try to go get her. I say let them go get her." The woman the woman that killed the archbishop sort of sits and goes, "Okay, yeah, go get them."
Alright, let's start going.
Yeah. As I think that's a good place to. I think that'll be a good idea to end our first episode today on this kind of little cliffhanger.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. It's a little tense moment. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that. That's our first episode. If you guys like this, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button below to catch the second episode. But most importantly, may your dice always strike true. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching our first episode of our Vampire the Masquerade campaign. I know both the players and I really appreciate it. I love this game so much, and when we started this channel, I knew that I wanted to bring this game to the channel. If you guys like this story, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I really hope you guys consider checking out our Patreon and becoming a patron today. Your help will go so far in making a better experience for both you and my players. If you like this story, don't forget to check out Alex's Pathfinder campaign, The Chronicles of Runerin as well. And as always, may your dice always strike true.